Final night of the regular season tonight at Anoka. The Tornadoes host the St. Francis Fighting Saints. Steve Thompson, Tim Anderson, the Tornadoes, a chance to get to the 20-win mark here on senior night, and a big challenge for the visiting Fighting Saints.
No question about it. They're going to have to rely on their senior leadership from Connor Peterson tonight, averaging 24 points a game heading in. Very interesting non-conference matchup. You wouldn't think that this would be a logical fit, but Coach Jesse Jefferson and Robbie Whitney have a relationship from their days at Bethel, so this is one of those nice friendly rivalries here tonight, and it should be a fun one to watch. And it's senior night for Anoka, so the lineup will be a little different. Should be a fun one to see, but a 20-win season would say a lot from where this team was 4 years ago.
Yeah, no doubt. And for Anoka, very likely the number one seed in Section 7 4A. Here's the lineup for Robert Whitney and St. Francis.
Yeah, Connor Peterson's the one to watch, right? Number 33. Yep. Also, keep your eye on Taylor Hardy, second on the team in scoring. Those two make up the bulk of the offense, so you'll have to keep an eye on that. It's a big guard lineup, similar to Anoka, right? How they're going to try to play around the same height. It's not like they have a lot of bigs. Neither side has a lot of bigs, so it should be up and down the floor in their contrastive styles this evening.
And he mixed it up here on senior night. Here's Jesse Jefferson and how he's going to go to at least start the ball game.
Absolutely. So you'll see, and they have more seniors than they have players, so this is about getting some guys some time. So you'll see a Beckway and Hibbler and Caleb Shearer and Fermea G. Tumasang and Concho Quenti in the lineup. It's a different lineup. It's probably bigger than they normally are. But don't wait. It won't be too long. You'll see Peyton Badani on the floor, Trey Borchers. I think they have 7-8 seniors in this lineup all the way around with Dominic Paquette and all those guys. So a lot of seniors going to be on the floor tonight for this Anoka team.
Yeah, and spread the minutes around for the seniors in that final regular season home game. And then as you get to Section 7 4A, very likely the number one seed. And if they keep winning, they'll be right here.
No question. And that's certainly what they're shooting for. They have a good, they've had a good season against teams in the section. So they're going to definitely want to get the sections feel good about it because they played well against Andover this year. They played well against Blaine this year. They matched up well against Coon Rapids. All the teams that are in this section, they've matched up well and played well against. So they feel like if they get in, get the number one seed, get home court, they can win. They can win the whole thing, and, yeah, they can be in Minneapolis later on.
And we talked before we went on the air, it is going to be a great state tournament. It always is. But that 4A tournament, there's a lot of depth, and it would be really cool to see the Tornadoes a part of it this year, starting at Target Center on
There could
Tuesday.
be some close games and entertaining games throughout the entirety of the 4A bracket. It's going to be really, really fun to watch.
And right now the Tornadoes are just outside the top 10. And we get a technical foul. Sure.
So was it an early bench tech, or is this a...
I would think so.
I guess maybe something in the lineup that I wasn't familiar with. Well, it's a great start for Shearer.
Knocks him down here on senior night, so he's on the board, guaranteed.
And, hey, if you're guaranteed points to start, you got to take those, man. That's the way it goes, and then they'll start with the basketball.
Yeah, there's got to be a discrepancy, and kind of smiles for the Fighting Saints here. It's kind of like, I've never seen that before, so we open the game with free throws, and here we go, Kamari Hibbler.
Hey, if you're Caleb Shearer, you're not shy. You're going to take him whenever you can get him.
Shearer drives in, missed a shot, gets the own rebound, back up, no good, gets another rebound, and then stepping out of bounds is Quente, and it'll be St. Francis ball.
That's a look at what Caleb Shearer does, a lot like his older brother Colton did for years here for Anoka. Just a razzle-dazzle ball handler, can really do some things when he gets a chance.
Hardy with the highlighter green shoes, spinning in the lane in front of the free throw line, banks it in. Not sure he called it.
Well, we got to check and see if he did, but what a great little move. Spin move, turnaround jumper. Not a bad look at all.
Quente into the elbow, hands it off. A Beckway drives in. He's going to back out of there. Direct traffic via Beckway. Now into the near corner, and that's G. Tumasang, and that goes out of bounds. Saved in bounds. A Beckway right back at it. Off, no good. Tapped up, no good by Quente. Rebound to the outside. Back down low. Trying to find room, putting it up. No. Boy, the Tornadoes dominating on the boards. Now to the outside. 3 ball off by Hibbler. And the Tornadoes still hang on to it.
Well, what you're seeing here, though, is kind of been the Achilles heel of the Tornadoes at times this year. The inability to finish at the basket. They have a physical advantage, a size advantage, a speed advantage, and yet they rush these layups, and they miss so many of them. Another miss there.
Beckway on the inbound got it up, but it goes off. Rothbauer the other way. He'll bring it into the front court. And he'll set it up for the Fighting Saints. On the elbow, here's Peterson, averaging a double-double this year. 24 a game, 10 boards, drives in, kicks it out. Hardy off no good, and the rebound comes down to Tumasang.
It's a big part of their offense, that ability to drive and kick there, though, Steve. They'll take that look if they can get it.
Hibbler into the paint, kicks it outside. Shearer from way outside. No, rebound tapped around, finally grabbed by St. Francis. They'll come the other way with Olsen. They'll give it up on the wing. Here's Peterson. Peterson on the outside. Fake the three. Rothbauer, top of the key. They have old school uniforms.
They sure do, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool look, but very old school. Here's Olsen out on the left. Tupper trying to drive on Shearer. Works off a pick to the line. Now on the right. Under 10 on the shot clock. We get the first foul of the game on the Tornadoes.
And that's kind of what St. Francis is going to want to do offensively. Slow things down, run your stuff, and get yourself the look you can during the shot clock that you get. You don't want to get in a track meet here. You're going to want to hang on, have possession, shorten the game whenever you can.
2-2 early, and that's stolen away. Here's a Beckway. A Beckway on the break, powers his way in, and it blocked out of bounds. And really pretty good defensive play there by Hunter Olsen.
Yeah, first play you have to do is stop ball, right? So what does he do? He challenges a Beckway, stops ball, and nobody came and hustled back to try to finish the play trail for Anoka. So they kind of just thought, well, a Beckway will take him one-on-one. You want to get back and get help there if you can.
And it was fun to hear the announcements on senior night before the game. The kids had fun with it. It was very entertaining. Shearer drives left to the lane. Caleb got the first two free throws. Tumasang out on the left. Here's a Beckway. He'll drive in, leaner, up and in.
Finally, it looked like Affey was under control that time as he was able to make that little runner. He's been a little bit fast here to start this game.
Peterson guarded there by the Tornadoes very closely. He's the guy you got to stop. Rothbauer baseline, turned away by Hibbler. They'll swing it around to the outside. Tupper out on the left, driving in Hardy. He pointed out, very patient, 10 on the shot clock. Driving in, rattles out of there for Olsen. Board to the Tornadoes. Here's Shearer right up the middle of the floor. Shearer, top of the key to the line, down the lane. Gives it up on the block. Quente, I think, was going to try to slam one down, and it got stripped out of there.
Well, how Caleb Shearer saw that passing lane is beyond me. That was just a really beautiful drive and feed from Caleb Shearer, able to find Quente as he was cutting in from the weak side, almost able to put it away.
Foul on Rothbauer, team fouls even. Or, excuse me, there was a foul to start the game, so 2 for the Fighting Saints. Quente hits a free throw.
Concho, really bright young man, the big Aristotle, I guess you could say, of this team. And he's really the one size guy they have, Steve. This is a fast up and down team, and then you throw in a guy like Quente.
Got them both. Good free throw shooter for the 6'4" senior. Tornadoes 4 of 4 from the line and the early lead. Peterson gets it out on the right side, now to the top. Hardy back to Peterson on the left. And they swing it around the perimeter. Once again, work the ball. Peterson in the paint. Turnaround off the glass. No good. Rebound Shearer. Acrobatic rebound. Right up the floor. Down the lane to the hole. Missed it. Rebound grabbed by Quente. And he's going to kick it to the outside. Now Shearer on the left. And they're going to reset.
Yeah, Shearer is quick as a hiccup, though, as he got that first step. And there was not a lot to do to stop him once he was able to make that drive to the lane. Just not able to finish. As they've probably had about, 6-7 missed layups here so far, Steve?
Yeah, they have had some bunnies down low that have. They tried to lob it a moment ago to Quente, couldn't handle it. Foul's going to go on Olsen, third on the Fighting Saints. Tornadoes to inbound. Heading to the bench, Abe Beckway.
They go Bakit.
Yeah, Dominic Bakit, 7.5 a game. Another one of those seniors for Jesse Jefferson to the outside. Quinte hands it off. Shearer off that handoff, hits the three. He's got 5.
Oh, and Caleb Shearer kind of feeling right there, feeling himself after that shot. He was happy to make that one.
Peterson, the 3, nothing but net. Well, we see that smooth shooting stroke, and they really needed it.
They really did. That was a big get right there to get this back to a 4-point game. Just stay in touch if you're St. Francis. Weather this storm early.
Peterson, a good-looking player. He has length. Good shot. Hibbler knocks it down. Hibbler the answer.
Yeah, Kamari Hibbler's getting better and better with that outside shot. Great example right there.
Peterson and Olsen. Olsen dribbles to the middle. Pounded there by Bakit. Peterson trying to find room. That one's short. Followed a shot. Couldn't get to it. Hibbler on the break. Down the lane, tried to lob it, nobody at home, goes out of bounds.
He wanted an alley with Dominic Petit, and I think, hey guys, you're not the Harlem Globetrotters. Let's calm down a minute and just get a layup. I think that's a good philosophy to take. But the Tornadoes playing with a lot of confidence, especially when they get a chance to run in the open floor.
Tupper and Hardy to the bench. Sinkowitz into the game, also into the game. Kristen.
And one thing you got to make sure you do here if you're St. Francis is you got to continue to set picks, space the floor. You can't be jumbled up in the corner like they were on that last possession. You got to spread out, got to force this Tornado defense to spread out with you and find some lanes. Like
Kristen
that.
Gives it up, driving down the lane, blocked out of there, and that was Rothbauer. And St. Francis is going to hang on. Actually, Sinkowitz was on the floor for a moment. Now they let him on the floor, and they send Hardy to the bench. So maybe that's why they got the technical.
Maybe that could have, they're just having, got to follow some sub rules around here.
And the inbound, Olsen in the corner, outside. Sinkowitz knocks down a 3.
That's going to be how St. Francis stays in the game, Steve. Their ability to knock down the outside shot. Big one there to get it back to a 4-point game.
On the outside, Bakit. First sub in the game for the Tornadoes. Down in the corner, Shearer again. Out of there, no good. And the board hauled in by Sinkowitz. He's had an impact, then bobbles it. Quinte grabs it, hands it off. Hibbler into the front court, works his way down the sideline, keeps his dribble, drives in, gives it up. Quinte.
That's the thing that St. Francis is not going to be able to match up with is the speed of the guards of Anoka. They're going to put it on the floor and create opportunities. Right there was a great example from Kamari.
Peterson drives in, stolen away by Quinte. On the break the other way, Bakit on the wing, kicks it out to the near side. Hibbler drives in, tries a jab step, does it again. Quinte up and in.
Oh, man. That is beautiful offense from Anoka. Kamari Hibbler with brilliant court vision, finding a wide open Concho Quinte. And again, when the guards can drive and penetrate and kick, it's really hard to defend. Good job by the Tornado offense as they are doing whatever they want to do in these last few possessions.
Peterson, the J from the free throw line, out of there, no good. And Bakit back the other way. Bakit further outside. Hibbler, long 3, look out.
Heat check from Kamari. And you can tell he's such an emotional player. He plays on that emotion. And when he's able to knock down shots early on, his confidence grows, and he just becomes a different player.
What we saw was St. Francis go a little too quick. Peterson got impatient and with way too much time on the shot clock. I think their strategy early was better. Work that shot clock, move it around. You don't want to go up and down the floor with the Tornado.
You see an example of that too, right? When you turn the basketball over, all of a sudden it's a broken floor with speed the other way. It's a tough matchup. I do agree with you. Run your stuff on offense, right? Set some picks, move the basketball around along the perimeter, and see if you can find a backdoor cut or a mismatch or a weave into the lane. Find something like that. But yeah, you're not going to be able to do this just running up and down the floor with Anoka. That's not going to work.
For the Tornadoes, Hibbler is 6 out of the gate. Quinte is 6 as well. 5 for Shearer, 2 for Abekwe. Flip side for the Saints, 3 for Peterson. Sinkowitz with 3 off the bench. Hardy with 2, and they have the ball.
And now they get to put in Padani and Borchers, the 2,000-point scorers here in this team off the bench. That's a pretty nice night for Anoka.
And they got to be chopping at the bit. Peterson high off the glass with the left hand. An extremely difficult shot, and he knocked it down.
You're right. I really like the way Peterson plays. Like, he does have a nice fluid running motion. He can really shoot, handle the basketball, like a lot of what he does.
Here's Hibbler on the wing. Hibbler against Senkowitz, goes to the baseline, spins into the block, kicks it out. Now it's Bakit. Bakit gives it up, and we have a charge.
Yep.
Dominic Bakit, second tornado foul, his first.
You could sense that was coming, and St. Francis needs to maybe take note of that. Like, if you're going to see the Anoka guards drive like this, you got to plant, maybe draw some of those charges.
Peterson in the backcourt, guarded by Bakit. Tornadoes' big lead a moment ago at 19-8. They're up by 9 now. Saints with the ball. They get it into Peterson in the paint, and he got fouled. Held by Bakit. It's going to be number 2 on him.
That's a pretty easy call. Yeah, pretty easy call there on Bakit. Can't hang on to a guy as he's trying to catch that ball in the low block. And kind of a dangerous pass to get it to him. But Peterson had it, and he had positioning. You got to let him have that move. And now Hibbler and Quenty to the bench.
And Quenty was 6, and Hibbler was 6. They did a nice job right out of the gate.
Shows you kind of the depth of this team, because now you get to go with your natural starting lineup with Dre Ellis, Borchers, Brody Lackinen on the floor. This is what they throw at you normally.
And they get it on the wing, Peterson. Peterson guarded there by Lackinen. They swing it around the perimeter. Hardy to the line. Put up a really tough shot, kind of a scoop. And it's rebounded by Padani. Padani into the front court, down in the corner. Borchers got it. 3-ball for him right off the bench.
Yeah, Trey can really, when he gets going, he can make them all day. Great shooter. Bit streaky, but when he's on, he's really on.
Senkowitz put it on the floor, stolen out of there by Lackinen. And then we have a jump ball called, and the Saints are going to get it back.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a quick whistle on that held ball, but they'll take it, and they need the hoop here. And one thing they needed to do on that last sequence, Steve, was they rotated it on the perimeter, but they needed one more pass. They needed to pass that, make the extra pass to the corner, see if you could draw some coverage, but instead Hardy puts it on the floor and gets the off-balance shot, so that didn't work.
And everybody was on the other end of the floor. Now St. Francis is going to get it back.
Yeah, the arrow was clearly pointing to St. Francis.
I can see that.
Yeah, even I can. Yeah, we're over here and blind and old, and yet we can still see that.
Yeah, I'm wearing readers and so on and so forth. Yeah.
But you wear it well, Steve.
Fade away. Peterson along 2, and Peterson has 7.
And timeout taken. Nope. Do we have a call here on something? 3-pointer.
Oh, they're going to give him the 3. I thought it was a long 2.
I thought it was a long 2 as well.
We may want to, when we get a moment, get a replay on that. I'm not sure. I thought it was a long 2.
Yeah, my eyes, again, our eyes aren't great. You're wearing cheaters. I mean, who knows? But I thought it was a 2. And Peyton's saying there's no way that's a 3. And that's what he's lobbying. He's saying he was standing in between the 3-point line and the key, and that's what I thought I saw too.
Yeah. The one thing I've done is watch plenty of hoops.
Yeah.
And that's why I called immediately the long 2.
I was with you. I thought it was a 2. I didn't even think it was a question. So I guess I'd like to see that for sure. And now I think they're going to have a confab here.
I don't know if they're going to come up and look at the monitor, but if we had a replay, I would be curious.
It's almost like you're asking the truck for a replay, Steve. That's really interesting that you're doing that.
9:55, 22-13 officially.
And Connor Peterson's laughing. Oh, you're going, they got it back to a 2-point basket. Because even Connor's like, no way that was a 3. I'll take it if you're going to give it to me. But
yeah. So it is 22-12. 10-point game, Tornadoes the ball. And here's Ellis. Ellis puts it on the floor, drives in, blocked out of there. Good play by Hardy. Hardy running the floor for the Fighting Saints. Down the lane, gives it up in the corner. Shipney put it up.
Still the right play. Drive and kick. That's the move.
Bakit, he has it. Drives down to the block. Put it up. Off, no good. There's a good example what you talked about earlier about finishing.
Yeah.
He had position.
Oh, yeah.
Finish that.
It's not the hardest foul that he took right there either. You have got to just finish these plays. And when we get close to section time like this and we get in towards the state tournament, if you get an opportunity to finish 3 feet from the basket, you have got to do it. I mean, and that has been really an Achilles heel for the Tornadoes. In the later stretches of this season, they're one of the more prolific scoring teams in the area. But when they get in trouble because they're not taking care of business on the low block. They tend to play a little fast close to the basket.
McKeith knocked it down. By the way, Tornadoes 5 of 5 from the line in the game.
Yeah, that's also big, too, when you can get everybody shooting free throws well. And we jinxed it.
Yeah,
darn it.
That's on me. There is a shot from the outside, off by Padani. Rebound on the floor, out of bounds. The backplay couldn't control it. Goes out of bounds. Fighting Saints are going to get it down by 11.
Paquette heads to the bench, and now Lackinen back on the floor for Anoka.
And now it's Hardy. I would look terrible in those shoes.
Yeah, I don't think that's with your dad jeans and those shoes, that wouldn't fly.
Kristen had it down low, had to kick it to the outside. Hardy again drives into the lane, put it up, and he's going to draw the foul.
He got bailed out there, and that's 3 or 4 times from Hardy where he's just kind of gone to the basket and threw up a prayer, and that time he got paid off for it. But I'd like to see him play a little more under control, see if he can find an outlet pass when he drives to the lane. If you get the layup, take it, but don't force it and just heave it at the hoop every time.
Foul on Brody Lackinen, his first, 4th on the Tornado. He misses that. By the way, the first free throw of the night for St. Francis, and there it is right there.
Yeah, it's just not a high percentage move, but he drew the contact and got the foul call.
He has 3. 10-point game. Tornado is up. 9 to go, first half. Ellis to the elbow. This is a back way down to the block, spins in, put it up, got the foul.
Yeah, that's the kind of under control stuff I like from Affia Beckway. When he plays just a millisecond slower, right? When he's playing fast but not rushing, he does that. He can make a spin move on somebody, and he can make some easy baskets.
And that foul is going to be called on. David Tupper is first, 5th on St. Francis.
His game has really developed in these last 4 years. When he was first coming up, he was just an effort guy, a hustle guy, and now he's a legitimate scorer and a threat offensively.
That one comes down to Borchers, and he drives in, hits a layup. Trey has 5. Tornadoes in control here in the first half. Beckham Shipney. Now out from the right, Peterson. Peterson guarded there by Lackinen. He'll try the long 3. Off no good. Long board out of there. Ellis behind the back into the front court. Down the lane. Gives it up. A back way. Up and in.
Yeah, again, see, didn't rush it. Took his time. Took some contact even. Got an easy hoop.
Hardy backs his way in. Put it up and in. Over the top of a back way.
That's something you can write home about. That was a nice play there.
Right back the other way, driving in off Padani, but he drew the foul. He'll go to the line.
I figured it wasn't going to be much longer before Peyton Padani says, I need to go get on the score sheet. Figured he would take that opportunity right there.
Foul is going to go on Olsen, number 2 on him. Peyton Padani at the line, quite a year. 19.5, 6.8 rebounds.
I think I'm officially this old, Steve, where I got a piece of pizza from the concession stand, and now I have heartburn. I'm that old. That's how old I became on my way to the game tonight.
I'm so old I don't even dare.
They don't even serve it to you anymore.
No, I don't even dare.
You asked for it at the concession stand. They're like, no, sir, sorry, we cannot serve you this evening.
No.
Would you like
Tornadoes
this
by
Diet
50.
Coke? Yeah, there you go.
And he knocks it down. So Padani has a couple of free throws. Tornadoes really getting it done at the line tonight. And now Peterson gives it up. Shipney.
All-time leading scorer in Anoka history, Peyton Padani.
And considering the history of this program, that's extraordinary. Shot up, no good. Padani skies, grabs the board, hands it off. He'll get it back. He'll fire it off to the far corner. Lackinen, off no good. Rebound batted around. Coming out of there, Shipney, chased by Padani, bats it forward, grabbed by Hibbler. Hibbler will spin out of there. and fire it back into the far corner. Shearer, reverse layup on the baseline.
Boy, how quick can Kamari Hibbler reverse direction? I would seriously lose my Achilles tendon on the floor, and he's just able to turn on a dime, make a spin, and all of a sudden they're running in the open floor.
Sure, hit the 2 free throws before we actually got started. He now has 7 points. St. Francis with the ball. Subs coming on the floor.
Boy, is Caleb Shearer playing with a lot of confidence too? My goodness.
G. Timasang and Quinty back on the floor. Going to the bench, Hardy. And the Saints have it. Quick three, Kristen, off no good, and the board, Padani. Padani right up the middle of the floor, gives it up on the wing. Quinty down to the block, kicks it out, stolen away Peterson. Connor Peterson will give it up. And it's Rothbauer. Right back to Peterson. Peterson spins into the paint. Double team comes through and away.
Surprised they didn't get a call on that one.
Padani the other way, lays it up and in. Peyton Padani's first field goal. Tornadoes rolling here at home on senior night. Trying to get to 20 wins this year. Rothbauer into the paint. Blocked out of there. Quinty picking it up. Hibbler. Hibbler fires it off on the wing. Hibbler gets it back. 3 off no good. Rebound Quinty. He'll go up and in.
Yeah, Concho is such a factor for them, and he might be one of those guys that gets a lot of run in section play. When things get a little tighter and benches get a little shorter, you want to be able to go inside and get a layup, and Quinty might be one of those guys you rely on.
Oh, he's so strong.
Yeah, just big, strong kid.
And huge advantage. And certainly if Anoka, I would be shocked if they're not the number 1 seed in Section 7. And then beyond that, chance to play here at home. You've still got to win those games. But a guy like that, big advantage in the state tournament.
No question
You've
about
got
it.
to be able to play physical. We talked about the shooting background at Target Center in the quarterfinals and the challenges that presents.
Yeah, the closer you can be to the basket, usually the better that is.
Power drives in. I think he got rejected by Quinty. Now on the deck. And they're going to call the jump, and the Tornadoes are going to get it up by 22.
Robbie Whitney's not thrilled at the physicality underneath the basket. It feels like players are falling down left and right, and the whistle's not being used much. And I think that's what he's arguing for in this situation.
Well, and he's going up against a team with a lot of football players as well. These guys play
sure
football and basketball.
A lot of them
you don't want to get into that.
No, a lot of them are on football scholarships next year. They're not even going to be playing basketball next year.
Yeah, Padani headed up to St. John's. He's going to play hoops up there, but remember these guys have football plans for sure. A Beckway.
Northern Illinois for a Beckway.
Yeah.
And that time that was Tumasang able to get on the inside.
Yeah, Borchers headed to play up at Bemidji State. They had a deep run in the D2 playoffs last fall. It's a great program up there in Bemidji. Borcher's going to be a big factor. They're going to love him up at Bemidji State.
Sure. I mean, he's deceptively quick, and he's such a good athlete and a great route runner. And even hearing about Kamari thinking about playing football at the next level is fascinating too, because he's not a big guy, and he's a dynamite basketball player. But boy, he really blossomed as that special teams guy for football this year.
Romanji Tumasang at the line. That one rattles in there.
And you're right, Steve. Their ability to make free throws just tonight been really good to see. They will need that going forward. Their ability to finish plays at the basket and get to the line.
There's Hardy, gets it to the outside, and Peterson. He has 7 to lead the Saints. Trying to work off a pick. Double team comes. Further out, Kristen. He'll go down the left or the right side of the lane, get the bucket and the foul.
Oh, nice take.
Drive.
Absolutely. Kristen with a great take right there. Gets himself to the line. Took a little slow to develop, and it was a little interesting that Peterson didn't take the screen, and I felt like it just sort of jumbled things up back there, but it able to spread themselves out and get a look in the lane.
G. Tumasang with the foul. Team fouls even at 7 apiece, and he completes the three-point play. That was a very nice driving bucket.
Yeah, needed that, too, to kind of stop the bleeding, slow things down a little bit.
Working to the outside. Shearer drives in, kicks it near corner. Hibbler off no good. Long rebound, tap to the outside. And that's going to be Saints ball.
Yeah, it's over the back. And you can hear Jesse Jefferson just kind of getting after Tumasang, saying you have got to run after that. You can't just give up on the play because that's a live ball. Could be a layup on the other side.
38-18, 5:05 to go in this first half. Nice crowd here on senior night.
And I don't even know what Shearer was waiting for, letting it roll all the way to that far down there. It was just like, just pick it up.
Get it on the inbound, Peterson. Peterson backing his way in. Double team came. And that's one where he's got to kick it out of there.
Yep.
It's just too much time for the Tornadoes to get back defensively. Hibbler on the wing. Now Shearer. Shearer on top. Trying to get Quinte down low. Grab by Borchers. Fires it to the outside. Tumasang. No. Long rebound. Batted out of there. Tupper tried to run it down. Bodies all over. Shearer gives it up, and it's Kamari Hibbler. Lob down low. Tumasang. Out in the corner. Quinte. 3-ball.
Wow. Concho from downtown. That's unbelievable. But that's such a wrinkle if he's going to be able to make that shot.
He has 11. Peterson down the lane right back. Driving layup. That was pretty. He has 9.
And Peterson almost took on the pyramid drill there for the cheer team. It was so
Shearer,
deep.
And then Quinte batted it out of bounds. Concho Quinte showing the range in that corner.
And I really, all season long, I've kind of been wanting to see him become more of a factor in the rotation because they don't have a ton of that size, and it's nice to have a guy like him. And it's nice to see him getting a lot of run tonight.
And he plays with great joy, and I love to see that. Loves the competition, loves being on the floor. They get it inside, off the glass, too hard, tap to the outside, grabbed by Bakit. Bakit runs the floor for the Tornadoes into the front court, stops. Here's Quinte. He's going to power his way in.
Oh,
shot, missed it. Peterson the board.
Well, you make the 3, but then you airball the 6-footer. That's a tough one. That's a tough sell.
Peterson gives it up. Sinkowitz gets the bucket. Nice feed. He has 5.
That's what happens when you move without the basketball. Good job by St. Francis continuing to move and run their offense, giving themselves chances. Great drive by Hibbler.
And then it was blocked out of bounds. Peterson was able to get all ball, and that was pretty in its own right without picking up the fall and at least knock it out of there. 41-22 Tornadoes. They have been in command. They get it into Quinte, and he got hacked.
Yeah.
That fall there wasn't
kind of a hack a Concho. I mean, it was just to get him to the line and let's just start over.
Sinkowitz with the foul. That'll be the 8th on the Fighting Saints. Coming in, they're 9-16, 7-9 in the Mississippi 8. But against one of the top teams in the Northwest Suburban, this is definitely a step up. Quinte got it. And he's having a night here on senior night.
Sure
3
is.
of 3 from the line. Impressive game, 12 points for him.
Yeah, he's really looked good. And, getting that extended run. And on a senior night, it's always weird because sometimes the chemistry's off because you're starting guys that don't normally start. These guys have looked very comfortable getting these extended minutes on the court.
Rattles home another one. 13-point night for Concho. And got the start and made the most of it here tonight. Peterson on the wing. Guarded there by Bakit. Peterson holds it, tried to step back. Now Hardy. He'll try to drive. Gets inside, spins around, put it up and in. That was acrobatic.
Yeah, he's got some moves, no question. He's a little out of control for my taste, but when he can finish at the rim, he does quite well.
Pretty good quickness, though.
He does.
Must be the shoe.
Yeah, he must be.
Bakit off no good. Sinkowitz. The senior, 5 points, gave it up to Peterson. Sinkowitz has done some good things.
I kind of like him off the bench.
Peterson drives into the block. Blocked by Quinte. Saved in Borcher. On the break, Bakit. He'll slam it down. Dominic Bakit has 3. We got a foul.
And that'll get 1-1 here. That got the Anoka crowd up. As you got some students sitting behind the bench on the other side. You have students on both sides. Ellis checks in. Concho, great minutes. He'll sit down. And this will put St. Francis on the line here with Hunter Olsen.
Olsen at the line. (45-24). Tornadoes early, a 9-2 lead. That one will fall, and Hunter Olsen will get one more.
Well, Bakeet's got 3 fouls and a dunk. So I guess if you're going to score, you got to get your money's worth on that. It's filling up the stat sheets in a lot of different ways there, Steve.
It is. The hoops version of the Gordie Howe hat trick. Maybe. St. Francis back at it, down by 20. Here's Hardy left of the lane, down in the corner. Now they get it out to Peterson. He had it knocked away, got it back. That was almost a travel. Sienkiewicz, no. Rebound tapped out of there. Tupper couldn't get it to anybody, and then it hit somebody in the head.
Goodness.
And then Borcher's body's all over the place.
It's like a car wreck here. I mean, it's like...
Well, you got to be worried that someone could get hurt, falling awkward.
Just slow down a second, will you guys? My goodness. Both sides playing with their hair on fire right now. It's like, just take a minute and run your stuff a little bit. There's a need to want to run in the open floor, and I get all of that fast break stuff, but again, just you got to get it out of fifth gear here just a minute and gear it down a little and make sure that you have your legs underneath you.
Ball on Hunter Olsen, his third at the line. Borchers.
Right. I was worried there that Borchers was going to get rolled up on that one. That's very scary stuff.
Yeah, and here in the final game of the regular season, up by 20 at home. You don't want that. That one out of there, no good. Shearer tried to save it for the Tornadoes. And it's going to be Fighting Saints ball.
Very balanced scoring tonight for the Tornadoes. Just 6 from Trey Borges. You see there the big collision he took.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're getting guys. Everybody who's getting on the floor here is contributing.
Peterson and Hardy play catch. Out on the wing, Tupper. Or, excuse me, that's Shipney. Out of the middle and Hardy. Hardy drives into the line, gives it up. Peterson, guarded by Bakeet. Peterson trying to drive. Hanging on to it. Now he has room for a 3. Off no good. And the rebound Shearer is going to push a pace. Borchers goes all the way in, lays it up and in.
I thought he was going to get the and one there. He didn't get that.
He has 8. Hardy at the elbow. Out to Peterson. Open 3. Air balls it.
Yeah, he's playing a little too fast right now.
Ellis gets it ahead. Padani the 3. No. And the board out of bounds off Shipney for St. Francis. Tornadoes are going to get it back.
Yeah, I think that you can see Peterson there. He's starting to rush some shots. Clearly a tough matchup against Bakeet defensively. But I think just kind of forcing the issue.
Get it inside. Padani swings it outside. Ellis, right side. Bakeet hits the 3.
So everybody's capable for Anoka of knocking down outside shots, and that's what makes them so hard to defend because they like to drive and kick, and it seems like everybody can shoot.
Bakeet has 6. Here's Peterson. Drives in. Jab step. Gets it back. Put it up. And in.
Nice move there by Peterson. When he plays under control, he can make shots, as you can see.
He has 11. Out of the middle and Shearer. Back to the right, Borchers. Shearer kicks it down in the corner. Padani 3 ball. Off no good. Rebound tapped around. Peterson grabs it over Bakeet.
Want maybe to get one last shot here. Try not to give Anoka any more looks.
And then he went down awkwardly. Comes back up. He's okay. Driving in. Shipney in the paint. Stolen away. Borchers. Under 10 to go. Ahead to Padani. He'll lay it up and in. Peyton Padani a bucket.
Fired at the horn.
Nope, no. Now it's Sienkiewicz but Pedani finishes with 6 in the half. Tornadoes lead at 53-27, and they've just gradually been pulling away from St. Francis. But now you look at the second half, and it's like we just don't want to get anybody hurt.
Correct.
This game's under control. We're going to get our 20th win tonight, and coming up, section play.
Yeah, got to be smart here in the second half. We'll see how far Coach Jefferson wants to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some of those guys that played in the JV game and some of those younger players like a Colden Johnson in the second half.
So the Tornadoes, a balanced attack. Concho Quente, quite a half. He has 13 to lead all scorers in this game tonight. Stick around, half number 2 here on QCTV.
This is the chosen class. I mean, we have 8 seniors this year, and 5 of which played JV varsity for all 4 years. So, I mean, we're a confident group. We got a lot of leadership, and we look at, Peyton, Trey, and Affy as captains, but so many leaders in a Kamari Hibbler, Caleb Shear, Concho, Famea, so many guys that can step up. We're excited that it's their final year, but we're also excited to prove that we're one of the teams to be reckoned with in the state.
It's incredible. I mean, all 3 of us captains, me, Affy, and Trey, we've been the little, middle schoolers, elementary kids watching the big kids play in the high school court, and just being in that spot now is just, it's an incredible feeling, yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. I'm a captain of the track team as well, so I'm a captain all over, and honestly, just a blessing, obviously. I just want to make my community proud, to make my coaches proud, make my teammates proud, and just continue to be a good example for the younger classmen coming up. So I hope that I can continue to set a good example, and I feel that my other captains set a great example as well. So obviously, I'm very proud of us and myself as well, so hopefully we can continue to do the same thing.
It's obviously what you talk about when you're younger, want to be the captain of the varsity team and stuff, and now that it's all here, it's kind of went by too fast. But I mean, it's fun. It's what I wanted to do my whole life, so just taking in all the memories and stuff. It's fun. I think one of our biggest goals as a team is to make it to the state tournament this year. We're very confident in our ability to do that. We've got a very senior-heavy group with a lot of leaders, and I'm really excited about it.
Overall, I just want to have fun with my team as well. This is my last time playing with some of my brothers, so obviously I want to just end having a positive vibe with everyone and just doing well for this community.
The City of Anoka is committed to the protection of the health and general welfare of its citizens, and the Waste Reduction and Recycling Board serves as an advisory board to the City Council regarding the proper collection, handling, and disposal of solid waste and recyclables in order to maintain a safe, healthy, and clean environment, providing a variety of programs and initiatives for Anoka residents to get involved in keeping Anoka as green as possible. Join the Anoka County Organics Recycling Program today. Say goodbye to tossing food scraps and paper products in the trash and say hello to free composting at your convenient yard waste sites. By participating in the Anoka County Organics Drop-Off Program, you're directly contributing to a greener and more sustainable environment. Just sign up for a drop-off location convenient for you and swing by the compost site or any participating city location during operating hours and pick up your free starter kit. The starter kits include a countertop collection pail, BPI certified compostable bags, and other informational materials so you know exactly what is and is not accepted. Anoka's Waste Reduction and Recycling Board continues to pair with Peterson Shoes to collect gently used shoes in support of Souls for Souls. If you have shoes you would like to donate, please bring them to Peterson Shoes in Anoka during regular business hours, and the weight of the shoes donated is applied toward the city's recycling tonnage goal. Anoka's Waste Reduction and Recycling Board is proud to show off its little library called We Read and Reuse Books. This community library is located near the Anoka Kindness Rock Garden right behind City Hall. The library was constructed by a volunteer related to a member of the Waste Reduction and Recycling Board. Feel free to leave a book and take a book, and it's a perfect location to just relax by the Rum River or Riverfront Memorial Park to enjoy a good read. Anoka's Waterfowl for Warriors fundraiser is still accepting aluminum cans all year long. Profits from the recycled aluminum help supply for the fall Waterfowl for Warriors hunting program. The program is a thank you to local veterans for the service. They are treated with a morning waterfowl hunt and a delicious lunch. And there are 2 collection trailers to drop off your aluminum cans, one at the Grey Ghost Field parking lot by the Anoka Ice Arena and Better Values Liquor Store off East River Road. Learn more about how you can participate in waste reduction and recycling at anokaminnesota.com/residential recycling.
All right, I think we have tons of deflections tomorrow night. All right? That's fun. Yo, yo.
Honestly, it's like really exciting to be in my senior season, but I'm also definitely, I know it's going to be sad, like to play my last game, not ready for it.
I'm going to play lacrosse in college, so it feels weird. I've been playing basketball since I was in kindergarten, so the idea of leaving it, it doesn't feel real quite yet. We'll see when it gets later in the season, and I actually have to really think about it.
I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I'm just glad that I get to be a leader and a voice on this team. My biggest goal is to play Division I basketball. It's just a dream, just going, because for our team, we do like gopher outings, so we go to the Gophers and watch them play, and just looking at the court and looking at where they play, it's just a dream. It'd be an honor to play there.
We set goals before games. We always set goals, and then just checking in with each other, making sure everyone's doing good and having a good time.
For the team, I want to go to state. I think we have the capabilities to do this year. We've been working hard, putting in the time, and I think we can do it. For myself, obviously it's always to score the points, but I want to get my teammates the ball and make sure they look good playing their game.
Our goals are pretty high. Last year we wanted to make state, ended up losing in the section finals to Andover in a real tough battle. Our goal is not just to make state this year, but it's to have an impact in state. We just don't want to go there and lose all 3 games. We want to go there and make our mark this year.
That's hard. Andover, usually the rivals, so I really like playing them, and they're a good competitive team, so it's a good game.
I'd say this year Centennial, just because I feel like we have the biggest competition with them. Last year we beat them in the semifinals, and it was just like an amazing game, so I'm really excited to play them this year. Yeah.
I'd definitely say just Andover, or just our section opponents, because energy's always the highest around them, rivals, that kind of thing.
My favorite is getting Applebee's. A lot of times after games, we'll go to Half Apps and we'll get food. It's just a great time. I love all the girls on the team, so it's so fun getting to hang out with them.
Definitely in the locker room, we get Deb on aux, and she plays her music. It definitely gives everybody pumped while we're getting ready, and just good vibes all around.
That you like to do outside of the court with your team, that's super fun.
Eating. We love eating, so
Is there anything anywhere specific you like to eat?
Applebee's, Half Apps.
And there's our score. Tornadoes by 26 at the break in the regular season finale against St. Francis. Pancho Quinte leading the way with 13 for Anoka. For St. Francis, Connor Peterson with 11. Tornadoes trying to get to win number 20 on senior night, and they're in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get a look at some of the signs here on senior night. Little love for Bakit right there. And you'll see again, I like this idea of staying with these seniors for a little while longer, but then I'd like to try to get out of here healthy. That's got to be the goal for Coach Jefferson here in second half number 2.
Permea G. Tumasang on the floor. Had a point in the first half. They get it down in the corner. Here's Hibbler. He knocks down his third three. He's got 9 in the game.
Yeah, Kamari really playing it up to the crowd right now. No question about it. Enjoying his time on the floor tonight.
They get it down low. Olsen kicks it across. And now it's Tupper with the 3. Off no good. Batted to the outside. Shearer and Tupper go after it. It goes out of bounds off Shearer. And the Fighting Saints are going to hang on to it.
It's a tough matchup for a guy like Tupper who's a little undersized and having to try to, have the foot speed with a Kamari Hibbler or a Caleb Shearer. Good luck to you on that one.
They get it to the outside. Hunter Olsen off no good. Easy rebound to Hibbler. He's going to bring it up the floor. Kamari Hibbler drives in, put it on the floor, threw it away. And it's grabbed there by Tanner Rothbauer. Rothbauer bringing it up. And now it's Tupper. And now Peterson, open 3, off no good. He's looked good at times, but an off night on the perimeter.
Yeah, off night on the perimeter, and I think it's because most of the time they've pressured him into some off-balance shots.
Shearer, 3, no. Rebound comes down to Taylor Hardy. He had 7 at the break. Kick ball. It ends up, Hibbler kicked it.
It's like when you can do stuff in the flow of the offense, then it works out for St. Francis and for Peterson. But when it's sort of breaking down and a guy's got to make a play, that's when things start to get a little dicey for the Saints.
Ball's going to go on Hunter Olsen, his 4th. He'll go to the bench for head coach Robbie Whitney. Jesse Jefferson, his counterpart on the Tornado bench. Once again, 20 wins playing in the Northwest Suburban. That's a great year.
No question.
By any measure.
He's done a fine job here at Anoka, and he's really built a program in the kind of image he wanted. Great drive.
Yeah, Beckway, the Euro step, got the bucket. He has 8. At the break, 1 of 4 Tornadoes with 6 points. 58-27. By the way, 11 of 15 in the first half. Peterson drives in, slings it across. Tupper, the 3, off no good. And the rebound comes down to B. Tumasang.
Those are the guys they don't really have a matchup for St. Francis on guys like Tumasang and Abekwe.
Tumasang again, getting a lot of run in this game as a senior. And now it's Shearer. Shearer had a nice start to the game, hit 2 free throws before we played a second of this game. Shearer gets it down low. Tumasang on the block in traffic.
Travel.
Gives it up. Yep.
Oh, they don't. I think they might have called the foul. Oh, they did call the travel.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
We haven't had a ton of turnovers in this game.
No, not really. And neither coaches use timeouts. It's almost like they spoke to each other tonight and said, "Hey, nobody call a timeout tonight. We're just going to play this out." It's interesting to watch for sure.
Peterson into the front court. Rothbauer works off a pick. And now gives it up. Peterson to the free throw line. Gets the jumper away. Off no good. And the rebound to Caleb Shearer. Shearer brings it up the floor. Gives it over to Hibbler. He'll drive in. Still into the paint. Behind the back. 20. Missed it.
See, it can't go in the highlight reel if you can't make the layup.
Hardy right of the lane. Stops. Kicks it out. Here's Rothbauer. Off no good. Both teams cold to start this half. Now we get another foul.
And Quinte just head in his hands right there saying, man, I messed up a beautiful dime from Kamari Hibbler.
Rothbauer to the bench. Mason Sinkowitz, who did a nice job off the bench, has 5 points. And that foul is going to go on Taylor Hardy, his first, second on the Fighting Saints.
Yeah, there are some young pieces on this St. Francis team, a lot of juniors that you kind of like. So we'll see what they look like next season. Obviously, having to replace Peterson will be a challenge.
Hibbler down the lane, put it up. No. Rebound goes out of bounds. And it's going to go off the Fighting Saints out of bounds. Tornadoes are going to hang on.
You're going to go Borchers brothers here. Looks like as Cole Borchers is going to come in with Trey here in just a moment.
Trey, the senior. Cole will be the first underclassman. Cole Borchers, first underclassman in this game.
Yeah, you got a little bit of Brody Lackinen early, the junior, but
that's
right.
You're right.
But you're right, though. Other than that, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of seniors, and Dre Ellis has had some time out there tonight, but going really young with Cole Borchers when he gets on the floor.
Yeah, first sophomore to play in this game. And we have a timeout, 14:52 to go.
Well, on senior night, it's kind of a Kodak moment, right, for the Borchers family, if you can get them both on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, that is cool. Smiles in the huddle right now, and why not? You have a big lead. Tornadoes only 5 points to the half, and here's the poll.
You talked about these 4A rankings. You're right, though. Look at all those teams that you got to be super excited about, especially at the top when you have those two 24-1 teams at Cretin, Durham Hall, and Hopkins.
Yeah, Cretin, Durham Hall, and Hopkins. If you look at the QRF, Hopkins may have a little bit stronger schedule. You got Tartan unbeaten in number 3. They're in the same section as Cretin, Durham Hall and Eastridge, but they don't play nearly the schedule that those other teams have.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. They're going to get a chance to prove it. That's the beauty of sections. If you want to own that record, you'll get your chance.
Sure, in the corner, 3, no. Rebound tapped out of there. Right back up, a back way, and it'll be St. Francis ball. Went off the back way, out of bounds.
Cole and Trey Borchers on the floor at the same time, and you'll see Tumasang and Abekwe come off.
Yeah, a cool moment for sure.
They look alike, too. That's the thing. If they see him in the hallway, you'd be like, I thought that was Trey, but maybe that was Cole. I don't know.
From the elbow, nice play, Mason Sankowitz.
Yeah, I kind of like him. He's got some skills.
They get it inside. Quinte gets fouled. That's going to be, could be on Peterson. We'll see.
It took two small St. Francis Saints to try to lift Concho Quinte back up off the ground.
So it'll be the first on Kirstan, and that'll be the third on St. Francis. Quinte at the line, and that's good. He is 5 of 5 from the line with 14 points. Memorable night for him.
Yeah, senior night especially, getting the extended run, good for him.
Connor Peterson's going to get a breather. That one out of there, no good, and the board hauled in by Kirstan. Sankowitz. Over to Hardy. Hardy down the lane. Put it up. Blocked out of there. Trey Borchers.
Yeah, that's the one thing with Hardy in his game that I would say is the ball seems to stick to his hand a lot. Like he gets it at the top of the key, and he wants to put it on the floor with the left hand or the right hand, and he wants to drive to the basket, and he wants to make the big spinny acrobatic layup. And I think if you're a defense, you pick up on that pretty quickly, and you become a little bit easier to defend under those circumstances.
Borchers with the kick ball, and St. Francis will get it back. Saints swinging around the perimeter. Colton Berman in the game, the sophomore.
Moving screen here, perhaps. A little offensive foul away from the ball.
Well, Berman his first minutes.
You wonder if Trey and Cole have maybe a little gentleman's agreement on who's going to score first. It's not going to be Cole. They're checking him out of the game pretty quickly. Well, it was fun while it lasted, Cole Borchers.
And now Pedani on the floor. Peyton Pedani, 6 points in the first half, 2 of 2 from the line. Hibbler concerned about the over and back.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, the way he kind of hopped forward, it was like, I don't want to do that. Borchers down to the baseline, down on the outside. Hibbler will power his way in, put it up and in. Somehow it fell. He's thrilled.
Yeah, he is a high energy player, and that never stops. It's a big motor.
Hardy drove in, missed it on the break the other way, but Keith gives it up. Pedani slams it down. He has 8.
And it's about time, I think, to call the dogs off if you're the Anoka Tornadoes.
Shipney drives in but got fouled. First foul of the half on the Tornadoes. 14 fouls already on St. Francis. And I think Dre Ellis is going to get some minutes here.
Yeah, Brody and Dre going to check in here. See if they'll come get Kamari and Concho. Yes, they will. Hibbler to the bench, and also Quenty.
Quenty goes to the bench with 14. Hibbler has 11. And by my count, the only Tornadoes in double figures at this point.
Good night by those two guys.
Oh, for sure. Memorable senior night. Here's Shipney. Now they get it out in the corner. Hardy, long, no good. Rebound, Trey Borchers. Borchers running the floor right in front of the scorer's table. Now it's Ellis. Ellis drove in, got it back, kicks it out in the corner. Padani, 3. Peyton Padani, 5.5, 11 in the game.
Great job by Dre Ellis to stay with that after he had it knocked away, able to feed it to Padani for the open 3.
Shot up, bounces out, no good. Ellis aboard. He'll fire it up the floor. Trey Borchers lays it in. He has 10.
Hey, how about 2 assists in a row for Dre Ellis? He'll take that.
Now they run the floor so well. Their energy and athleticism. They give it up on the wing. Shipney on the baseline, guarded by Ellis. Now stolen away. Padani. He's going to go in and slam it again.
And a timeout. Robbie Whitney will take the timeout for St. Francis. Take a full one. As I'm sure he's had maybe a little tired of being dunked on.
And now for the Tornadoes, you know, you go to your bench, get these other guys into the game, get the guys that had some minutes in the JV game today. Because as we pointed out, there were some scrums in that first half. And then you just start worrying about injuries. I don't think there was a ton of concern that you were going to drop this one, with all due respect to St. Francis. Now it's just get out, get healthy, get ready for section.
And listen, there's weird things. Like, I've always thought, we talk about this floor. It's the slickest floor in all of the Northwest Suburban. It's a tough, it's very easy to kind of slip and fall at the space. There's Super Fan. We were wondering if he'd be here tonight. He gets his own chair.
I'm surprised they haven't built like a box for him.
I'm sure they'll work on that in the next budget. He looks like he's having a great time, though, as you can see, really into it. You can see he's in on all the cheers. I think he got out of his did he get out of his seat when Padani made that last dunk? I'm not sure.
He's seen it all.
He has seen it all.
He has seen it all. It takes a lot to get him fired up.
It takes a lot to get him to see something he hasn't seen before, right? That's the thing. If you could say, what about that? He's like, well, you know what? That happened like 800 times before back in 1927. So this is not impressive to me.
Good to see him in the building.
No question about it.
Good opportunity for the Tornado boys and girls in section play. Big one coming up Saturday. We'll see it here on QCTV. Ellis steals it away. 3-on-2 break. Gives it up on the wing. Here's Bakeet. Over into the near corner. Ellis 3 ball. Off no good. Follow up and in. A Beckway, a good board and bucket.
Yeah, Affy has really played under control, really since the early part of the game. The early part he played, I think, a little fast, missed some layups, but really from that midway point of the half on, that's the Affy Beckway we've come to expect.
Shipney gives it up on the wing. Sinkowitz, that's short. Rebound tapped around, finally controlled by Ellis. He'll lob it ahead, grabbed by a Beckway. He'll go up, get the bucket again. They're running the floor well. He has 6 in each half.
Yeah, 12 points total for Affy as he's been consistent. The one thing you can see tonight here too, Steve, as you're watching this one is, again, you're looking at all the guys who can score for Anoka. That might serve them well when they get to section play if they can get contributions from 8-9 guys.
Padani the board. He'll run the floor, bring it up, kick it down in the corner. Ellis 3. That's long, no good. Long board out of there. Shipney. He'll run the break, stumble a bit. Still 1-on-2. Go up and in. Nice driving bucket. Beckham Shipney his first points.
Matt Hoops had a lid on it all half for St. Francis. They kind of needed that one.
Just 4 points here in the half. Here's Bakeet for 3.
Boy, they are just relentless right now. Blood in the water here do the Tornadoes. They see it. Oh, Dre Ellis saw it.
Ellis He'll put it up and in. He went for the slam, didn't quite get there.
3.5 on the dunk there for Dre Ellis, but at least it gets him a basket.
Back the other way, runner down the lane, spins and falls for Shipney.
Slowing things down finally here are the Tornadoes.
Padani to Ellis, gets it back to Peyton. Off on the left. A back way. Ellis, he'll try the three and bury it.
Well, everybody has contributed now here for this Anoka team. Everybody pretty much has been on the floor. Now Dre Ellis is
Another
everywhere.
steal, and then he gets fouled. Almost got it to fall. That foul's going to go on Beckham Shipney. That'll be his first, fifth on the Fighting Saints.
Yeah, and that's Dre Ellis has kind of asserted himself into the game here the last 3 or 4 possessions. And that hard foul right there, that is a pride foul for St. Francis. They're not going to continue to let you just dunk on them. You're going to end up starting to take some hard fouls. Dre is one of these really capable scorers, too, for Anoka. As you can see, here comes wholesale changes. But Ellis is capable of dropping 20, 25 in a night. He's done that a few times this year. So they can get scoring from all kinds of guys, Steve, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
Dre Ellis, 12.8 a game, 3.4 rebounds. Limited minutes here tonight, as you might expect on senior night for the junior, but he has really dominated this stretch of the game.
Well, the last 7 points have come from him, so he's found a way to get himself in the stat sheet here over the last few minutes.
Connor Peterson back on the floor. Down the lane, Manners kicks it out in the corner. That three, high off the rim, no good. Quenty coming in for the board, and we have...
Oh, they say it touched the stanchion there. It looked like, I'm not really sure if it did, but I guess it did, and that's going to give the ball to Anoka. I'm a little surprised that we continue to see the seniors getting back on the floor here tonight, as Kamari's back on for a while with under 10 to go.
Hibbler, Shearer.
It's all seniors.
Tumasang is out on the floor. He gets it near the block and then dribbled it out of bounds on the baseline. He was guarded by Peterson. That dribble right on the baseline. Ref didn't have to look too far to see that.
No kidding. This is not your traditional senior night, Steve, right? Where there's always those 1 or 2 seniors who maybe get a lot of JV time but don't always get on the floor for the seniors. That's not the case with this Anoka team, right? Their seniors all play and all contribute.
And the Saints have only managed 6 points here in the half. They were down 53-27 at the break. Now 84-33 Tornadoes.
It's been a show here in the second half for the Tornadoes.
Jaden Kruger out there, a 9th grader for the Saints. Peterson, he'll drive in, put it up with the left hand, and then it goes out of bounds. And that went out of bounds off Hunter Olsen, who's been on the bench a lot. He has 4 fouls.
Yeah, and Peterson right there didn't look like the traditional kind of calm self that you saw, like what you've seen from him all year. He clearly has been a little rattled by the size and athleticism and speed for this Tornado team.
Hibbler gives it up, and up and in goes Paquette.
And a little bit of a lack of focus now, what you're seeing from St. Francis defensively. And that's not surprising when you're down by, half 100, down by a 50 burger. It's hard to stay focused on defense.
Back the other way, Hardy spins in, almost lost it, kicks it out. Manners missed a shot. Peterson the follow, missed that. Rebound Shearer. Down on the deck, Shearer fighting for it. He'll come out of there and bring it the other way for the Tornadoes. Lob. Paquette, little too far. He got hung up under the backboard. I'm glad he's okay. He can jam a hand up there.
You got to be very careful.
And now out in the corner, Kruger missed it. And the rebound, Quenty. He had a
Iron
great
on
first half, 13 points.
Just continues to fill it up with rebounds and a look at Kamari.
Hibbler put a shot, went down to the deck, almost got it to go. I think he's going to get free throws here.
I'm trying to think of who Kamari reminds me of. It's a little bit of Allen Iverson. It's a little bit of... it's not like your traditional, fluid point guard. He's herky-jerky. He stops on a dime. He's just really hard to guard and defend.
That one's short.
and he might have the quickest first step of most players I see. Very few guys can move like this kid can.
And that one will fall for Hibbler. And he has 6 in each half. 12 points.
Yeah, a very solid night for him.
Peterson spins in, kicks it out in the corner. Manners, he'll hit the 3. Leighton Manners, a junior, his first points of the night.
Keep playing if you're St. Francis. It's a pride thing now. You got to get yourself scoring.
Sure, a quick 3. He had a 3 early in the game, 7 at the half. Another Tornado in double figures. And then in the paint, Hardy had one go down and deep. And now Hibbler. Tornadoes with 90. The century mark certainly in play. And a driving bucket and 1 for Kamari Hibbler.
Now they're trying to see if they can get 100 here in 6 minutes. And it's 6 minutes running time, but it's been you're right, a balanced attack. A lot of guys in double figures. A lot of folks getting in on the act. Been a really impressive night for this Anoka Tornadoes team as they will go to 20-6 on the season.
And then section pairings come out Saturday. Or will they come out? No, they'll probably wait till Saturday. Maybe tomorrow.
And there's a big girls game on Saturday, too, between Andover and Anoka and the girls' side. As section play heats up, you're going to see a lot of these rivalry games, and I think a lot of hotly contested games in this section and in other sections around us.
Yeah, once again, we speculated Anoka, the number 1, Blaine, the number 2, and then Andover, likely the number 3. It was Centennial, the 4 in section 7, 4A boys hoops.
I mean, the coaches do follow those QRFs too, but those coaches, I think, make their own votes. And, you know, there's times where I always wonder, like, when they do that, do they vote their own interests, or where do they see teams, and who do they want to see in different rounds, if that even matters? I always wonder about that.
Yeah, and, you know, Andover or Centennial, the way they stand could be the 3 or the 4. I just don't see how you go away from Anoka, the 1, and Blaine, the 2.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
That seems pretty solid. And then those are the 3 or 4 mix and match. There's a tough shot. Jaden Kruger
coming in off the bench, knocking down some shots here.
Yeah, Kruger, the 9th grader. And driving in and missing. Tumasang got it back, put it up. No. Scramble for the board. And finally controlled by the Saints. Hunter Olsen into the front court. All Tornadoes here tonight. They grabbed an early 9-2 lead and have never looked back.
Yeah, they just came out and kind of asserted their speed and strength.
Olsen put it on the deck. Ellis gets it into the front court, gives it up. Nice feed, Lackinen. Couldn't handle it. Now Colton Johnson. This is Tumasang. Back up and in, Brody Lackinen. His first points of the night for the junior.
Yeah, he usually gets that starting run. Kind of an all-purpose Swiss Army knife type player. Rebounds, sets some screens, but there he gets a chance to score.
Another turnover on the Saints. Tumasang drives in, got bumped rudely by Hunter Olsen, and he is done.
Yeah, he wanted that 5th foul. I think he was trying to get out of there as fast as he possibly could. As you could see, he just ran right to the bench. He was like, that's a look of a player who didn't want to play basketball anymore.
He's had enough. Tumasang at the line. He was 1 for 2 from the line in the first half. And with 3:13 to go, the century mark certainly in play for the Tornadoes. They have not met that rare air this year.
No, they have not. And it's a little surprised that they stepped on the gas as much as they did in the second half, considering the relationship these coaches have. But it's certainly something that the Tornado players wanted to do, and they accomplished their mission here tonight. Put on a big show for the crowd. Good crowd here tonight, and they were entertained.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the wind playing well, a lot of people getting involved gives you a lift going into practice, getting ready for section play. And I think there are certainly positives. Board to the Tornadoes. Under 3 to go.
Yeah, Ephraim Radke on the floor now for Anoka.
Ellis drives left of the lane, kicks it out. Lackinen in the paint. Kicks it out. Here's Colton Johnson. No. Rebound Ellis down low. Gave it up Lackinen. Now to Ellis. He'll try the three. That's no good. Rebound battled for, and it's finally controlled by Manners. Leighton Manners for St. Francis. 2:30 to go. He'll drive right in the lane, and he got held by Ellis. Ellis is kind of like, what'd I do?
Yeah. It's like, hey, don't stop the fun now. And now I think they're going to come get guys like Dre and come get guys like Tumasang. No, they'll keep Dre on the floor. So they bring in Tackenhorst on the court now.
And on the inbound, they throw it away. They try to get it to Kyle Swanson, a sophomore, but.
And that's just it's right now St. Francis is a team that's just hoping the bus is warm when they get on it, because they have had about enough. And you can just kind of see it in the body language and see it on the bench. And obvious reasons, right? You're down by a lot. It's really hard to want to keep playing basketball under those circumstances.
They'll fall to 9-17 tonight. Tornadoes all around on senior night. Radke gives it up on the wing, driving in Lackinen, put it up, no, and a foul. And clock continues to move, obviously late in the game, and now the odds of the Tornadoes getting to triple digits.
Brody the line makes that first one. St. Francis going way into their bench. Young Gavin Erickson on the floor here now, and looks very young. Oh, man.
10th grader. Tornadoes 7 in double figures tonight, so they really spread it around on senior night.
I think I have hooded sweatshirts bigger than Gavin Erickson.
He'll get it. And he'll hand it off. Barlow with it. Stolen away by Johnson. Now he gives it up. Ellis kicks it out on the right. Here's Radke, the three. Off, no good. Rebound fought for. Controlled by the Tornadoes. Ellis gives it up. Radke again. Knocks down the three.
That's a big one. Got the crowd into it. Ephraim Randall gets the big three.
99-38. It's doable. 10 to go in the game. Tornadoes go for the steal. That was Johnson. It's like,
you got to try, I guess, if you want to get to 100. But either way, it's a very nice night for the Tornadoes. Come up a little short. 99.
Yeah, they win it going away. 99-38. Tornadoes finish the regular year 20-6. And St. Francis will go to the postseason 9-17. And now for Anoka, get ready for section play. They'll be the number 1 seed in section 7. They've got a lot of ingredients. We've talked about this team a lot, Tim, and the fact that if they play hard on both ends of the floor, they are a very tough out.
They're a tough out because they got guys who can score. They play that positionless basketball, right? They have all 5 guys who can handle the basketball. They got all 5 guys who can shoot, all 5 guys who can rebound. And that is a tough matchup, but you're right. The key is, can they play on both ends of the floor? Can they keep the defensive intensity up for the entirety of a game? Because they play at such a breakneck pace that I think just sometimes it's really hard to stay dialed up and down the floor, especially against a team who can match up with them or present something different for them to deal with.
And finish.
Right,
at
absolutely.
the bucket. We saw that early in the game and have seen it at times when they get those opportunities, maybe an offensive rebound and the putback. Being able to finish down low is going to be big for them.
Absolutely. If you get chances tonight, they got okay. After the first couple minutes, they really started to finish at the rim. But when you get into these big section games against teams that have seen you 2-3 times already, then yeah, the expectations are going to be a little bit tougher down underneath. You got to finish, because these games are going to be hotly contested, maybe lower scoring, more physical, probably going to have more fouls called. The ability to finish at the rim is going to be essential.
And one of the good things we saw out of the Tornadoes is the ability to make free throws. 11 of 15 in the first half. They had a good night at the line. That will pay dividends as well as a team if they make those free throws.
No question about it, especially those bigs, right? If you get somebody like Concho Quenti or Bakit, or you get some of those guys to the line and they make free throws, huge advantage for them, because then they won't feel afraid to go to them. in those big moments.
Well, great job by our crew as always. Outstanding pictures and sounds tonight here at the Anoka High School Fieldhouse. Tornadoes win on senior night going away. They beat St. Francis 99-38. Still a lot of coverage coming up here in this winter sports season on QCTV. Tim, always fun to work with you.
Always the best. Thank you.
Tim Anderson, Steve Thompson. Good night.